I would like to get a final thought of you or pick your brain regarding crossing the chasm. Like, what does it take, let's say, for Web3 projects? You know, they're in the visionary phase. What does it take for them to cross the chasm? Like, what's the process, or what do you have to think about, pay attention to? Is there a process here?
So there are two types of teams that have approached the venture lab. Some could be making payment system more robust or more universal. So I've seen a number of these, and I need to spend a little bit more time. But I would say that the most important one are coming, and they don't define themselves as a Web3 project. It's by working and analyzing what they need to do that we start realizing that a decentralized type of system such as Web3 does give the ability to be effectively scaling a system.
Yeah.
And we have a number of them with my colleague Lars Eiermann, who is the sustainable, who runs the Sustainable Venture Lab with me, where we feel that a number of projects lend itself very naturally to deploying Web3 architecture. And I would say that finding these use cases, which are use cases where the structure and architecture of Web3 and seeing the value is a natural way for some entrepreneurs to build an architecture and a solution. This is what is needed.
Yeah.
So right now, and I'm going to be quoting a team that I got huge respect for. There's a team of entrepreneurs which is called Point 12 Energy, and they are working on a certificate system for green hydrogen. They come with the domain knowledge, but the CTO has already done some work to try to identify what could be the best technology and framework and architecture to be able to deploy this certificate. And they didn't start it in the morning and say, we want to do a Web3 architecture. It came naturally because of the analysis of the way they want to structure something that can scale. That's what we need. Of course, you know, in other words, don't think that technology for technology's sake is a goal in itself. What is really important is to analyze where is going to be the value and then derive why you would need something which could be a decentralized system with smart contract. And smart contract is hugely interesting and great value. This is how like this that startup will be able to deploy, and this is like this that will satisfy the visionaries and get moving.
That's beautiful advice, and I think this is so interesting for the Web3 and NFT space, because they're so much coming from the technology, right? Like, they didn't start out to build a product or something. They started to use the technology for the sake of the technology. Can we do an NFT with this? Can we program a smart contract that does certain things? But without thinking, okay, this is gonna be a product for this niche or something, for ticketing. And so I think many startups are at such an interesting point now, where they started with the technology and now they kind of need to find the product, really.
Look, there's nothing wrong, especially when you start at this early phase, to do some creative thinking and some work. And you have to start with something. What you want to do when you are into a startup is that you want to be able to take what you have and test it, validate, modify the whole thing.